Welcome back, everybody, to another week and another episode of Dads at Dark. This week, it's just me, Casey, with our special guest tonight, Seth Lynch. We're probably going to get into some storm chasing stuff, some Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, which you guys are pretty casual to at this point, I'd hope. But yeah, we're going to get right into it, man. What's up?
Man, just another day, you know, chilling.
I hear that. I decided I was going to work overtime today, and as soon as I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, I was like, "Why the fuck did I do this?"
Yeah, I have a friend at work. Her name's Townie. Every freaking week for like the last 3 weeks, she goes, "Damn it, I signed up for overtime on Saturday." I'm like, "Why do you do that to yourself?"
Well, I mean, granted, I do want to do a bunch of like old man in jorts and New Balance stuff around my house this summer, and overtime helps. But it's still, man, it sucks. It sucks
Yeah,
wasting a day off. Well,
you
because I
you
mean,
work
if you go ahead.
you work 5 days a week.
My schedule in my pay period, which is 2 weeks, 1 week I work 4 days, 1 week I work 5 days.
Oh yeah, see, we just do 4 10s. So I mean,
I
I guess
wish.
doing like a
I
day overtime would be
wish.
too bad.
Oh, see, it's nice on like the weeks I have Friday off. I'd rather overtime be then because then I can just work a Friday and it's like normal.
Yeah,
Still have the whole weekend then. But I mean, it's not so bad once in a while. I mean, it's not like I work like, every single weekend. So I can't complain too much there. And like I said, the money is always helpful.
yeah.
But but yeah, man. So uh as I said before we started recording, you're my personal weather person because you're more reliable than the Weather Channel app.
I hate that app. That app's so bad.
Oh, it's flooded with ads. It's like I you go from like the daily forecast to like hourly, and there's like a 30-second ad in between it. And I'm like, seriously? This used to be free. Like, yeah, we had to sit there and watch as it scrolled through, but damn it, we knew what was coming.
Yeah, no, like apps. I never cared for weather apps like that, just because like they're always like, oh, 6% this time, 40% this time, or like they'll be like, oh, it's not going to rain today, and the models are like, uh, dude, you should really check your eyes.
Well, see, I only ever started using weather apps whenever I had my motorcycle because I've ruined phones, and I do mean plural. I've ruined phones because of riding in the rain and getting caught in storms. So, after, you know, you're just starting out in the world and things are still really expensive and you don't make much money and you have to
Yeah,
have these things, you you learn to start checking the fucking weather.
a little bit of rice fixes everything, right?
I mean, I wish it kind of worked on the first one because the first one was kind of funny. I was actually on the highway heading home from work, and it was a 2003 Yamaha R6, so it was a crotch rocket. And I was literally like, I could look back and down at the road, and I could see like the rain starting to close in on me. So, and I wasn't that far away from home at that point, so that one didn't get too bad, but there was another time, like, I got caught in a storm so bad, um, I had to pull over. I pulled over in this under this random church, like, over like, you know what I mean? The over parking, whatever you wanna call that, I don't really.
Yeah, yeah, the little overhang thing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really know the technical term for that, but overhang's good enough for me. But, yeah, I tried to call somebody and the phone was already just done. Now, granted, that one was like a cheap like the cheapest straight talk phone in like 2013 or 14. So you can't really expect them to be too resilient. But yeah, yeah. Getting caught in a storm sucks when you're not prepared. But I did learn from those experiences that Ziploc bags can also be quite a handy thing to have around. Yeah, that's how I've saved every other phone. If I even thought it was gonna rain, toss it in a Ziploc bag in the backpack, all good. But yeah, so I'm running away from them, and you're out there chasing them. So how do you what piques your interest enough to, like, get into actually going after storms like that?
So, like growing up, I loved the movie Twister, like every other person on the face of the planet.
I
And
mean,
I was
who
like,
hasn't seen it?
right. Actually, I have met people that have never seen Twister, and I'm just like, you need to watch that, or I can never talk to you again. Like, period. But no. So like, I was like, damn, that'd be like cool as shit to do. Because like, I already had a fascination with like severe weather and tornadoes and hurricanes and all other fun stuff. Even a little
Right
bit of
on.
volcanology, like earthquakes and volcanoes, and um.
Alright.
So then when May 3rd happened, 1999, and Moore was devastated by an F5 with winds that hit over 300 miles an hour. They were interviewing like Reed
Crazy.
Timmer back when he was just a young dude, and some other storm traders like, oh, this is a real thing. Well, I know what I'm doing with my life, and it just kind of went downhill from there. I just started, unfortunately, at the time, religiously watching the Weather Channel back when they had some accuracy. Um, and just endless weather documentaries. I watch a lot of storm stories. I watch a lot of Travel Channel documentaries about like tornadoes and shit.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's just I don't know, like, I've always liked watching, like, thunderstorms and stuff like that, but I've never really felt the need to dig into it like that, but, I mean, I can appreciate it, and
yeah,
I guess
and
now that I'm, older, it's piqued my curiosity a little bit.
yeah, I think the most important thing was like at first I was like, yeah, like I just want to see a tornado and stuff. But then like once you really learn what storm chase is about, which is like, helping because a lot of times, when something happens, chasers are the first ones there because they were already there.
Right.
Like um just like, man, when was that? I think it was like 2018. I think it was like 2018. Through the Holly Pike, we had a brief spin up, and it struck. It went right across the Holly Pike, and there were just trees down everywhere, the trees on homes and stuff. And once we were able to get down to where the destruction was and stuff, me and my friend that was with me at the time, we ended up pulling into someone's driveway and just getting out. We just started going around, to make sure everyone was all right, and it was wild. Thankfully, I haven't had to see anything gruesome like some other people have, but
Oof.
you know,
Yeah,
Pens-
I feel like that'd be tough.
yeah, but that's the scary part too. Is like with Pennsylvania, like everyone thinks, oh, we got mountains and everything else. It doesn't matter. Like look what just happened to Maryland a couple days ago. They're in the same mountainous terrain we were in with the Appalachian Mountains, same valleys, everything, and they just got ripped.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, it's all Shenandoah Valley, isn't it? Is that
Uh,
correct?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know much about Maryland. I mainly try to stay
Yeah,
in
I
South
don't
Central
either.
PA. But if the setup's good enough, I will drive to Maryland and not think twice. But I didn't like the setup the other day, which is why I didn't chase. And then I was actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With my sister. My buddy Justin texted me. He was like, PDS tornado warning in Maryland. I'm like, fuck. And like I
Huh.
could have. It was going like an hour and 45 minutes from my house.
Okay, well, I
So
mean, I
like,
guess that's not too bad of a drive.
yeah, but unfortunately, storms had already initiated. They were on the ground, and by the time I got down there, it would have been said and done anyway. So
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm not like I guess I really I don't really know like how timing of all that pans out, but if it's not worth your time, then I completely understand that.
Yeah, it, but and that's the thing with tornadoes. Like you don't know how long they're going to last. Like we've had violent tornadoes be on the ground for 5 minutes to you know hours at a time. You just never know, and especially in this part of the world, like on the eastern side of the seaboard, when we do get strong tornadoes, they normally don't last as long as the Gaithersburg tornado did, which um, I don't know if it was a whole path the whole way to Baltimore or if it was kind of like a cyclet supercell kind of thing where like it would produce a tornado and then it would lift and then produce another tornado. I just saw the ratings. I haven't had a chance to dive too deep into what happened in Maryland, but it's definitely on my to-do list.
Hmm. Yeah, I was say. I mean, out in my area, I'm at the bottom of what is that? Bottom of North South Mountain. So and it's all farmland out here. So the wind we get is like, dude, it's terrible sometimes. I've
Yeah,
actually seen my neighbor have two trees taken out now by wind. One of
yeah,
them, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I had chased a storm in Lebanon a couple years ago, and it just kind of worked out because I was actually at a house of cards in Lebanon, just picking up some cards that the owner had put aside for me. And I was like, "Oh, this cute little supercell is coming right towards us." Because my fiance's and her brother was with me at the time, so I was like, "Let's just intercept it, see what happens." Little did I know, uh, while my sister was at home, we had a whole tree in my neighbor's yard like come down like on top of our fence and stuff. Like it got real nasty out here. I was like, "Oop."
Yeah, actually, well, I think yeah, it was the second time that one of my neighbor's trees fell. It was like we were all outside. Like we were just outside. I think we were having a barbecue or something. And all of a sudden we just heard snap and it just came crashing down.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Now, I mean, granted, it was a pretty nasty thunderstorm to follow it. So not really surprised. And like I said, with the area I'm in, the wind is terrible sometimes.
Yeah, I've chased out your way numerous times just because there is a lot of trees unfortunately in Pennsylvania. Um
Yep.
so it's all about trying to make sure one I'm safe or my fiance's safe if she's with me 'cause she's trained too as of last year.
Okay,
And
that's really cool.
yeah,
You guys have
and
something you can like do together too. Like that's yeah, I like that.
yeah, she went out with me on a couple chases, and she really enjoyed it because she loved Twister too growing up, and it just kinda turned to her going, "Well, I wanna keep going with you." I'm like, "Well, then, you need to take the Skywarn training or you're not gonna keep going with me."
Fair enough. It's good to have the proper training under your belt.
Yeah, and she's gone above and beyond with it too, like, she's gone out and, got her, first aid CPR recertification and stuff like that because we always keep a small medical bag with us on the off chance we would need something, so
Well, it's better be safe than sorry. So I mean, honestly, I mean, with stuff like that, you honestly really you don't know, you know. So, but yeah, no, that's actually really cool that you guys. I do want to commend you for you know finding something like that too. I think that's really cool.
yeah, it is. It's hard to find someone that takes interest in what you're interested in. She's the first one that's ever done that with me. Even like with Yu-Gi-Oh, like she sucks. She sucks at it. Babe, I'm sorry when you listen to this. I'm just being honest. You suck at Yu-Gi-Oh. But she'll still like with me to locals every so often just to like support me or she has this little Marinsis deck she's been trying to learn how to play so she can play with me and I'm just like and now she won't play me because I'm playing Tenpai and everyone hates that deck right now. So
That deck's literally the reason that I sided 3 Dragon Capture Jar.
that card does nothing.
Doesn't it? I thought they were dragons. I don't really know
They
the
are
deck
they are,
like
but the
super
issue with
well.
it is it doesn't negate the effect. So when Biden Dragian special summons from grave, it'll pop a spell or trap. And plus, a lot of times you're already playing stuff like Lightning Storm, Harvey's Feather Dust, and the main for Ward Breakers. So like when you're playing Pod Prosperity, and if they add something like that, then they already have enough in their hand to kill you through Prosperity.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Like I said, I'm starting to dabble more into meta. Like I got back into the game when Duel Links came out, actually. So it was like, because I was like, oh, free Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember playing this as a kid. And an old friend of mine, he ended up starting to play it too. And then we found Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. And we got introduced to, everything else in the game. And we were like, oh, all right. So I played Shiranui's for the longest time, and he played what was it? Magnet Warriors. And when was it? Then it was when Virtual World and Drytron were like untouchable for a minute.
God damn, I hated that format.
It was
Uh,
so bad.
I played
And
Emotional Dogmatica for that format just because Winda just like shut both those decks out, and I was totally fine with that.
yeah. Yeah, see, that's whenever I started to get into TCG again. And honestly, I have made so many different virtual world decks since then. I actually I have a Ubel virtual world build that I'm toying with right now that's kind of okay. But I'm definitely loyal to that deck, but I did recently pick up Raid Raptors, so I'm ready to play some meta as soon as I learn this deck. Not that it's not the most confusing deck. It's just like any other deck, not trying to learn how to pilot it correctly.
Yeah.
But we'll see how my first locals pans out here in a few days.
You'll probably lose every round. That's normally how they go.
I mean, I didn't expect to go in there winning.
Well, it's one of those things too. Like if you keep going, like the more you go, the better you'll get.
Right. Yeah, and that's my problem. Like I don't really like other than like random people on EDO Pro, like I don't really play as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
But here recently I've had a big spark to get back into it, so I picked up a pretty decent deck and I'm gonna go see what I can do with it.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
Yeah, I plan to at least have a good time. I mean, I've been in the shop a few times and everybody that works there seems pretty all right, so that also makes it helpful.
Man,
And I mean,
Colorado looks so good right now.
why do you say that?
Oh, because I had the radar up, and
Okay.
there's just so much lightning. I'd be having a field day.
I do like a good lightning storm. Like even if it's just like heat lightning.
Heat lightning actually isn't a thing.
Really?
Yeah. So, what the technical term for that people know as heat lightning, it's actually
Okay.
just regular lightning. What's happening is when the storm tops hit so high up, especially at
Uh-huh.
night, the flashes you're seeing could be from a storm that's 100 miles away from you.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that until like 2010, 2011. I was like, "Oh, really?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, that's actually kind of cool."
That actually is really cool.
Because when you
Huh.
think about it, like when it comes to heat, like heat doesn't have like positives and negatives, like physics wise. It's just hot.
Yeah, yeah, say it's just heat.
Yeah, and the way lightning bolt works, it's kind of like a wire that's like cut in two. It has to have that connection in the middle for it to just kind of get that spark going, and that's what happens with CGs, CCs.
Alright. Yeah, that I mean, that does make sense. Now that I actually think about I mean, it's just one of those things, I've always heard it called that, so it's just what I've always called it too.
Yeah, it's the pencil tucky lingo.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely some Appalachia-born stuff. It's so crazy, though, when you really think about how different Pennsylvania can be so fast.
Yo, it really is, and it's only gotten worse over the years. Like looking back, and this is where when I hate people that say global warming doesn't exist because I instantly just want to punch them in the face.
Dude, have
Because
there was,
when
like
I was little,
yeah,
it would
okay.
snow. It would snow in December. Like I would have snow in December. Now
Yes.
I'm wearing my flip flops and shorts and have tempted to just walk around outside in a man thong because I have swamp crotch.
Yeah. Dude, there
You know?
was so when I had my motorcycle, I think just about every single year I could go out on Christmas Day and take a ride and did. Like,
Yeah, like it's wild.
there's no reason I should have been able to do that.
And
So, like,
a crazy movie to relate it to when you think about it. Did you ever see The Day After Tomorrow?
I don't think I actually have ever seen that.
Oh, you should check it out.
Who
It's really
who's
it's
in
a
it?
good
Who's in
movie.
it?
I'd have to get my DVD out to tell you. But it's
A
crazy
man of
because it's
culture,
about
DVDs.
oh dude, I'll send you a picture of my DVD collection like when we're done here. Like I have anime and DVDs like out the wazoo. I still buy CDs, bro. But
Dude, yes. Yes. I fuck with that so hard.
but yeah, so like the movie's about climate change and how like the world gets plunged into like a second ice age and stuff. And when you think about like how crazy that movie kind of sounds, it's not too far off from what's happening now. Like we're like the climate's changing. It really is. When you look at everything on like the big scope, it is changing. And people are like, climate change doesn't exist or this or that. Shut up.
Oh,
And
yeah, no, like, I remember it, like, in November freezing my ass off at the bus stop.
yep,
Like, literally already in full winter attire at the beginning of November.
yep. And then you get the people that are like, well then if that's how you feel, social electric cars. Here's the deal, dude. And this is things that people don't think about when they say stupid shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
It doesn't matter if you have an electric car or not. And here's why. For millions of years, the Earth has spewed its own toxic gases, killing the ozone layer time and time again through volcanoes, geysers, forest fires, just its own natural disasters.
right.
So, going to electric cars doesn't fix anything. The Earth does what the Earth wants to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's other things, well, other variables that people don't think about, like the mining sites.
Yep.
Not to mention how difficult it is for firefighters to put out a fire when one of those batteries catches on fire. Like it is so difficult to put that out. So, I mean, while they have their benefits, they definitely also have their, cons as well, just like anything else. But I completely understand what you mean. People nowadays are just so quick to jump the gun and start running their mouth,
Yep. And it's
especially
like,
when it's
yeah,
on the internet.
absolutely. And it's like, yes, global warming is a thing. Yes, some things should change, but realistically, even if those things change, it's not going to stop it. Earth's still spewing out its own stuff. And like I said, people just don't think about that stuff. They think it's all man-made issues, and it's really not. Is
No,
most of
no.
it? Yep. But some of it is the Earth doing it to itself.
Yeah, I mean, do they just think that like everything was always the way it was? Because I
And
mean,
I wish I knew.
it- well, I mean, there's you can just look at like over the years, like you know what I mean. You make the same drive to work. You know what I mean. You notice how things change. It's just, so if you can notice something that quick in like a few years time, like dude, decades and decades, there's definitely changes. Maybe you just don't recognize it because you've slowly watched the changes over the years and like landscape and like, things like that. Like, cause I mean, there's like erosion and, decomposure and just all kinds of shit that happens naturally. And then like, the big shit that like you were saying, like, like tornadoes and volcanoes and earthquakes and all that kind of shit. It takes its toll over time.
Yep, it absolutely does. And it's like, speaking of slow change, like look at the situation that's been going on, and I don't know how much you've been following it, but over in Grindavik in Iceland, that whole volcanic channel's been dormant for years and years and years. Now all of a sudden it's puking lava and everything else out again.
Oh, I actually did not know about that.
Yeah, they were worried about eruption last year around Christmas. They evacuated the town because they found the ground was rising very well rapidly by geology terms, but by normal people terms, you wouldn't even be able to tell the ground was rising because it's so minuscule. But
Okay.
they actually put up it's kind of like in the movie Volcano. They put up barriers around town, but they used like dirt, and it worked for a little bit. But then the issue was a fissure opened up right through the wall, and then it burned. I think like 3 or 4 homes in Grindavik.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then Kilauea just had an eruption on its south side. I think it was like last week or earlier this week.
So it's kind of like a Centralia thing, just with a volcano.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for
Interesting.
Centralia. I'm just waiting for Centralia to fall into the earth at this point. Like there's
I've
just be a
always
giant
wanted.
cavity under there.
I have always wanted to visit.
I did too, just so I could hopefully I don't get arrested for this. I kind of wanted to graffiti a chode on graffiti highway, but then they covered it. I'm like, well, there goes that dream.
Yeah, that was actually the biggest reason I wanted to go up was to see Graffiti Highway, and when I heard they did that, I was honestly kind of pissed off about it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it brought people there, but at the same time too, like it is kind of a safety hazard in there because with the coal burning and stuff, it's
Oh
there's
yeah, I
toxic
mean,
fumes, and I can't imagine that ground's too stable with the way the ground is underneath, just burning, and there being like a literal cavity at this point. But
yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, just because it feels solid doesn't mean it's got all the stability that you need to put pressure on it.
yeah, speaking of Centralia, did you see they're re-releasing Silent Hill 2 as a remake?
I did not, but I want that.
Yeah, it's coming out. I don't remember when though.
Uh-huh, I'm gonna have to look into this. Silent Hill was always cool to me. I haven't actually I haven't really been into the series since I was probably like a teenager, but it's something I could definitely get back into.
Yeah.
Uh the simpler days of like PlayStation 1.
Yeah, back when your friend had the same game, all you had to do was take over the memory card.
Yep. Dude, I had so many games though, like so many good memorable games and a couple that nobody's ever heard of. At least
I
that I
had
can talk to.
I had a Pizza Hut video game. Like back when they would do the fucking little promo games when you would
Yeah,
order
yeah.
pizza. Yeah,
No shit.
mine had like Metal Gear Solid, it had Tony Hawk, Medieval, and then
Medieval, that's my shit.
I did end up getting like Tony Hawk Pro Skater at one point, and then I had Gundam Battle Assault 2. I
Ooh.
had some Dragon Ball GT fighting game. Like I didn't even know GT was a thing back then because it was only like Z on TV,
Yep.
and I didn't know
I
the
I was in
I
the same boat when I started seeing, like, Super Saiyan 4, I was like, "What?"
yeah. So like I didn't understand the whole idea of like button sequencing because like the only fighting game I ever played at that point was like Tekken.
Yep,
So
that's the only fighting game I still play to this day.
I would like button mash to the point where like my entire little thumb was like a big ass blister.
Huh. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
See, I had such a mixed variety of games because, like, my grandfather would play games on it too, and there was, like, shit I was not supposed to play, but obviously did, like, Duke Nukem Time to Kill or I picked a copy of it up recently. But, what was the other one? The very first Medal of Honor. I played that game so much and got in so much trouble every time I turned it on. But then I had, like, my favorite games were, like, Digimon Rumble Arena and,
Dude, listen, Black War Greymon and Gallantmon were my shit. And Beelzemon,
uh
like I would fuck everyone
yes,
up with that.
Piezelmon, dude. Him and, damn it, I'm drawing a blank now, the Fox.
Um uh Renamon.
Yeah, Renamon. Renamon was my shit. Um, then, obviously, like, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and then there was another game, I don't know who ever got it, how it was ever acquired, but it's called Tomba.
I've never heard of
It
that.
you it it's like a 2D slash 3D platformer game. You're this, like, little pink-haired jungle boy that's beating up, like, pig people. It's I don't remember the story, it's a ridiculous game, but it was just so much fun. And it's just one of those games nobody ever heard of, but, it's like $200 on eBay.
Yeah, dude, the prices of games anymore, like that we grew up with are insane, like, especially like the Pokemon ones. I used to get
Right.
like I would go to Retroloot and I think I paid like 110 for Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah. What there was one my son saw it, I think it was Soul Silver, because he has a 3DS, and he's like, "I want
That's
that."
disgusting.
I was like, buddy, I can't. I'll throw up if I pay that for that."
Yeah, because it was like I think I saw that in there too. It's like what, like
Buck
180?
40. When I saw it, it was like a buck 40 or a buck 50.
Oh no, Emerald was the one that was almost $200,
Yeah, Emerald's so stupid in price.
which made me sad because that's my favorite one.
It's my favorite one too. Gen 3 is the best, and I'll die on that hill. That was my favorite. I remember my cousin, he got Sapphire and I got Ruby, so we could get everything, and it was literally just endless nights of fucking battling each other.
Yeah, those were the good days.
So much simpler, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the technologies we have now. Because, like, I mean, my favorite series didn't come out until PS2, but, like, it just some days I wish I could go back to the simplicity of it. Like, I don't wanna have to be connected to internet every time I wanna play a game that doesn't require internet.
Yeah, it's so funny because like my fiance was a late bloomer with Pokemon, so like she obviously knew who like Pikachu and them were, but like she started playing around like Sun. Her and her brother have been playing like Sun and Moon and stuff like that. So then
Okay.
like when my buddy gave me his old SP and my other buddy gave me Pokemon Silver, I showed her. I'm like, here, see, this is what I played growing up. This is why I have to wear glasses.
Yeah.
You remember the little fucking worm lights that you had to plug inside of Game Boy Color?
Yeah. Those worthless pieces of shit.
They're
Oh,
like they
I
did their
hated
job.
that.
They're so bright you
They
couldn't even see the
did.
screen anyway.
I know, it used to make me so mad, but it was the only way I could see. I still dude, I remember the day I got my Game Boy Advance SP with the backlit screen, dude, I didn't know what to do with myself.
I was so happy.
I was like, "This is the future."
Now there's whole portable like actual gaming systems like the Switch.
Right? It's crazy, like, I used to take a Game Boy, and now my son has a Switch Lite. Like, he's playing whole video games. I was playing not that, like, GBA games or anything to be slept on, because you could really sink some time into GBA games.
Oh yeah,
But, you know what I mean? There's still a definite difference in technologies.
yeah for sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think recently I've actually only really wanted to play, like, older games, like remasters.
I haven't played too many remasters. I played Resident Evil 2 and 3 remastered. I really loved 2. 3 was good, but like, did you ever play the original?
You know, Resident Evil's a game I've never been into, but I used to, like, love the movies, but I've never played a game.
Yeah, so like Resident Evil 3 like is where Nemesis comes in. He's in the second movie.
Yeah.
And in the original there's like a whole like clock tower level and they cut like all that out. Like the game you can literally beat it in like a couple hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I that's the only sore spot I had with it. Other than that, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, see, I prefer, like, my favorite series, Kingdom Hearts. I love what they did.
I couldn't get into that.
I love the series so much. Literally, it was the theme music from the commercials when we were kids is what did it. That's why I wanted the game. And then it's just I play through these games so much when like they're just like what my when I'm bored game. You know what I mean? And I just want to pass some time. I'll just hop on one of them.
Yeah, I've been playing because I never had an Xbox growing up. So I have Steam on my storm chasing laptop. Because I mean that's
Okay. Yeah.
really the only thing I have. So I've been getting a couple games here and there. Like the big one we all play is Phasmophobia, if you know what that is. Game's
Dude,
horrifying. I
I've
really
wanted to try that. Is it good?
uh I mean it's scary. It's good, but it's scary.
See, I'm into it. Like uh it was either Layers of Fear or it was Slender Man, and then I started like playing like Layers of Fear, and I started getting into those kind of games.
It, so I assume you're probably familiar with Naruto, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
so in Phasmophobia, there's cursed items, right?
Right.
And the one there, it's a summoning circle. It's like a pentagram looking thing with candles. You have to light every candle, and then the ghost spawns, and then it immediately hunts. And you know, it doesn't take like it can almost kill you like instantaneously when you do it. And
Okay.
I never got to do one. So me, my fiance, and her brother were playing, and I was so happy. Finally had a summoning circle. So I grabbed the matches out of the little van thing, and I went down, and we were all down there. And when I lit the last one, I went ninja art summoning jutsu. I lit the last one, the ghost appeared. We all screamed, and so me and her brother were running up the stairs in the level, and we turned around. And we just see my fiance's like dead body just like hit the ground. It was so funny.
See, that's have you ever played Lethal Company?
Yo, so okay, so some of my Yu-Gi-Oh teammates, right?
Right?
They gifted it to me and my fiance. Uh, so I want to play it again. My
Dude,
fiance is against
let
it
me
because
know.
she got stuck in a hole and couldn't get out. It was so funny.
That
And I
game, as scary as it can be, dude, it is So hilarious at times.
Yeah, my buddy Tyler Mackey, when we were playing, he was walking in front of me, and this giant fucking like worm thing shot up out of the ground and ate him. And I was just like, I was literally like right behind him. So like I screamed like a girl. Everyone in my fiance's house heard me, and I mean, it wasn't just like a scream. Like I like screamed for like 20 seconds. Like it
Dude,
scared me that bad.
there are some good jump scares in there.
Yeah, I
I
guess they just released a mod for Fortnite where you can be like lethal company people, and they do like the whole dance and everything.
Oh, I'm not even surprised. Fortnite, I until I got a PC, I didn't actually realize all the things you could do on Fortnite.
I've never played it. My sister's pretty big into it, but I've heard how she treats people on there because like she's very vocal. So I'm just like, nah, that's not for me.
Yeah, see, I have voice chat always turned off, but I'll install it and then I'll play it. I'll keep it on there for a couple weeks and play a match or two here and there, but it's about as far as I go with it.
Oh, but yeah, so I downloaded the Master Chief Collection because I've never gotten
Yes.
to Halo. So and it's nice because like it was on sale for like $10. So like I got all the Halo games for $10.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
Steam is so clutch with their sales.
it is.
Best
So
sales.
I don't even know, like I'm stuck on a level where like these little fucking like alien looking like parasite things are like fucking killing everyone and like mutating people, and I'm just like I don't know where to go.
Hmm. Yeah, I see. I've only ever played online with my buddies. I've never actually played the stories.
Oh,
I literally only ever got it because it was kind of like you said. I don't think it was $10. That's fucking awesome. I still gotta, but I got it on sale. I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. I'll play it with you guys like for a couple bucks, whatever. And I ended up really liking it. Most of the online that I've played with them though seems to be from Halo 3.
yeah, I played Halo 3 with my buddy years ago, my buddy Zach. Um, and he was in a Banshee, and I grabbed the missile pod, and he had just killed me, the little son of a bitch. So I fucking shot him with the missile pod. He jumps out of the Banshee. The missile pod hits the Banshee. The Banshee explodes and then falls down and kills me. Like it
That's
landed right on top of me.
that's shitty.
I was so angry.
I would have been angry too.
He still has his 360 and he still has that replay to this day.
That's dude, I love old replays. That's most of the replays that I can still access are shit like that. Like I my favorite one is Battlefield Hardline. We used to get on this server called 24/7 Downtown. It was literally it would just run hour-long matches all day and they were hour long. And I think it was like 64 versus 64 players. Like it was insane. But we got on there and you could switch teams at any point in time if you wanted to, because if you wanted to fuck with your buddies, and this is exactly what I did. I knew where my buddy CJ was, and I put a red dot on a 50 cal and I just blopped him about 4 times in a row in spawn.
Damn.
And he still to this day, he gives me shit about it. He's like, "You're a fucking cheater. I just started playing."
That's hilarious.
But, he's also whooped my ass in Halo quite a few times though, so well deserved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what game I wish they would do remakes of, or at least do another one and put it on Steam?
What's that?
Gundam Dynasty Warriors.
Yes, I always wanted to play that too. See, I never got into Gundams as much as I actually wanted to. The only one that I ever really watched was G Gundam, and then there was like this little animated one that was on Toonami for a while. It was like they were
And
like little 3D characters, you know what I mean? Like
oh my god, Gundam SD, that was fucking horrible.
I I used to just laugh at it.
The only thing that was funny about that show was the Zaku's, because they were always like, "Zaku." It was just like,
Yeah.
"You're dumb." Nah, G Gundam was alright. G Gundam was okay. I feel like it was, weak compared to the others, but it was definitely a
Yeah,
cool
it
story
definitely
concept.
is. I like the story, the whole Shining Fist, like, that was my favorite part of it.
Yeah, it was funny because when, we got Dynasty Warriors 2, me and my sister, I was play and it was so cool 'cause, like, they intermix, like, different Gundams in with to, like, make unique storylines. So, I'm flying around in Wing Zero, like, fucking shit up with the beam rifle and the beam saber just because like, I loved Gundam Wing growing up. That's the one that got me into Gundam.
Mhm.
And the mission was destroy 1,000 enemy units. I was like, "Okay." So, I just obliterate everything and start blowing shit up. And next thing I know, all these Gundam heads shot out, and the fucking Dark Gundam just like popped up out of the field, and it was like 4 times my size, and it just fucking killed me.
Hmm. Yeah, sounds a little frustrating.
Yeah. Especially when like we didn't know how to beat this, like we had to look up like how to kill the Dark Gundam, and it was such a pain in the ass.
So, basically what I've been doing with Lies of P, I don't know if you heard of that or not. It's a Souls-like, it's but you play you're Pinocchio, and it's like a steampunk, uh, I don't know, it's a really dark concept, but it's actually, ironically enough, been called one of the best tellings of Pinocchio ever, which I won't
Oh,
lie, the story on it's really good, but man, this boss has got me stuck on right now is a two-phase asshole.
I don't even think I ever even seen Pinocchio. Like I just grew up watching like fucking Toonami and the Weather Channel, and that was it.
The actual story of Pinocchio, if I remember correctly, is actually, like, supposed to be a dark story. Now, I mean, I could
Yeah.
be wrong on that, but most of, like, the tellings and, like, stories that have been kept over time like that were actually, like, really dark in the beginning. Like, they were not supposed to be, like, fun children's stories. There was this
Yeah.
book, I wish I could remember the title of the book, but I remember my 4th grade teacher used to have this book that was just, like, filled with all of them, but, like, the, like, kinda scary fucking stories of them.
The only scary books I remember from my school days is like what it was like scary stories to tell in the dark or something like that.
Yeah, I remember those, and then, the Goosebumps stories that they were
Man,
s
Goosebumps was okay. Like even the
Yeah,
TV show, when the TV show came out, like it was so mid for me because like and this is gonna sound horrible. So me and my great grandma, we were super close. Every weekend I'd be down there and we would watch all these bloody monster movies and slasher films that the Sci-Fi Channel would show when they actually show good stuff. So
right?
when Goosebumps came out and like stuff like the movie or the little movie episodes came out where it was like Night in Terror Tower and the one with the werewolf and stuff, I had high expectations and I was really disappointed.
Sounds about my expectations with the Slender Man movie.
I actually haven't seen that.
Don't even bother, it is awful.
Man, the one this was shortly after Jordan and I got started dating. We were on Netflix trying to find something to watch. And like me, she likes a good horror movie and stuff. And live action Death Note movie came up. And she goes, "Man, that movie was bad." I'm like, "What movie?" She's like, "Death Note." I'm like, "Well, yeah, the anime's better." She's like, "It's an anime." I said, "You watched that horrible movie without watching the anime first? Are you fucking serious?" She's like, "Well, I've never watched the anime." I said, "Okay, that's it." So I made her watch Death
Immediately
Note.
turn it on.
Oh yeah,
Immediately.
like it immediately turned it on, and she got 3 episodes in, and she could turn it off. And now she's watched Naruto. She just finished Super, so I'm going to show her the second half of GT, because that's the only good part of GT.
Yeah, the first half is
Um,
trash.
yeah. Um, we're we did start watching Demon Slayer, but we're only like 7 episodes in.
Okay, Demon Slayer's good. I also cannot wait, so I read the manga.
Yeah, freaking so Kylie, my youngest, she this is gonna sound like terrible parenting. She'll be 2 in September and she loves Attack on Titan.
My
Like
oldest my oldest son watched Bleach with me.
oh my god, dude. But yeah, freaking it was still funny 'cause I love the heavy screaming music. So like when the season 4 intro started, like Kylie would be sitting in her high chair and she just like start kicking her little legs. But
Dude,
listen, when they announced Thousand Year Blood War, I made Jordan binge watch the ever living shit out of the original Bleach because I said, "Here's the deal: I'm going to watch this with or without you, so you need to watch these
did you
360 episodes like fast."
watch you did watch the filler?
I made her skip most of the filler.
Uh I hate the Bound arc so much. It
It
was
was
such
oh, it was okay.
it's a cool concept, but I
You
don't know,
could
I
have just
just feel
thrown
like
in
it
like
was
vampires.
yeah. I was like, "All right, this isn't really all that exciting anymore."
Yeah, but I mean, the way they've done Thousand Year Blood War has been phenomenal. Like it blew all expectations out of the water, at least for me.
Well,
Like even
it's
the first
been
episode, it was like, damn.
yeah. Well, it's been great because Kubo actually had time to like they're giving him the time he needs to work on it this time around because when he wrote the manga, he stated so many times that he was just rushed and there's so many like little details he wanted to put in that now that he's been given the time with the anime, like there's damn it, one of the Squad Zero members shows her Bankai, and it's anime only. It's not in the manga.
Yeah, I remember that them saying that there would be exclusive parts to just the anime as well as exclusive fights that didn't happen in the manga.
Yes.
So and I just saw the poster for Arc 3 of Blood War. It had Grimjow on it. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
we'll finally get to see him come in the fray. And then I
I'm
did
so
see
excited.
a month, I think it was like a month ago. I don't know if you saw it, but they are going to do an extension of Bleach after Blood War.
Yeah. So they did a one-shot special manga a few years ago.
Okay.
It's gonna be it's I think he's calling it the Jaws of Hell,
Yeah.
which makes sense. I don't really want to spoil anything, but it basically kind of just fast forward a couple years, shows what everybody's doing. And then obviously, at the very end, something fishy happens. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it because it's a 79 page um one chapter deal, but it's a really, really good read.
Yeah, Death Note has something like that out. I have it
Yeah.
laying around here somewhere in my room. I read it. I thought it was really cool.
My wife got
It
it
was
for
kind of
me.
what the Death Note one?
Yeah, yeah, I've read it too. It has all the little short stories and stuff in it too.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so spoiler alert. So for those of you that are going to read it, skip this part. Listen, the way that little boy wrote his name in Death Note and just put dies peacefully, I was just like, holy shit.
Right? Dude, that caught me so off guard. I was like, man.
And
It
then they
kind of
just
like,
erase his name and he comes back to life. I'm like, really? Like that's all you have to do?
well, I sometimes it's the simplest things. But I mean, I wish I wish they would have done a little bit more with it. I actually felt it was short. Now, granted, I will not complain because it was a phenomenal little story they put in there, but I just
Yeah.
wanted more. Maybe I'm being selfish.
Did you ever watch Claymore?
I have not watched Claymore yet. It's
You'll
on my
have to watch
watch list though.
Yeah, you'll have to watch it because it was one of those things where even though the anime ended, like the manga kept going. They just never continued the anime.
Dude, there's actually an anime. I've never been able to find a manga for it, but there was an anime. I found it on I think Hulu, but it's just called Gangsta. Had like 12 episodes and then the studio like shut down and it never
Damn.
got finished. So like and they leave you on such a major cliffhanger like one of the main uh I wouldn't really or no, he is one of the main characters. Like falls out of a balcony and that's the last you see. And I don't even know why they ever, like, put it on a platform like that.
Maybe it was foreshadowing that the company was closing.
I don't know. I wish somebody would
He
pick
fell
it up and finish it.
he fell out of the building to show that the company was gonna fall out.
I mean, you know, sometimes anime has a funny way of saying things.
Yeah.
You know, like Full Metal Alchemist, for example.
Oh my god, I love that series.
I do too. I actually just watched it for the first time, like, last year. It was
So
so
did you
good.
watch Brotherhood or did you watch the regular Full Metal?
I watched Brotherhood. I did watch Brotherhood.
So
I do
Brotherhood
have
follows the manga.
That's why I read or that's why I watched that one. Now I do wanna watch the original though.
The original, it keeps it more mature, and then there's a whole movie that takes place after the original one ends called Conquering
Okay.
Shambhala. That's a really good watch too. My
Ooh, I'll have to get
fiance
in on that.
watched Brotherhood with me, and it took us forever to watch it because the Nina part gave her PTSD and traumatized her. And then after about 3 months, she finally got over that, and then Hughes died, and then she took forever to get over that.
Dude, that show is so sad sometimes. And it doesn't even take long, like, I think it's like the 4th episode is Big Brother Edward.
It's so
Dude,
funny because every once in a while, I'll look at Jordan and go, Jordan, friend," and she'll get, like, so emotional. She's like, "Stop it."
I actually just saw a shirt with the dog and her doing the fusion dance from DBZ.
Man, I kinda wanna get that on a playmat and take it to locals and see how many people like trigger.
Dude, that would be so hilarious. That would be great. I actually, a good friend I work with that I talk anime with a lot. When I started watching it, I told him that I got to that part, and he just looked at me. He's like, "I don't even want to talk about it, man." Like, I understand. That was some pretty heavy shit.
Well, it's like I told Jordan when she got that part, I said, "Well, they always say that a dogs are man's best friend, so, why not?"
I say, I mean, dude, I'll tell you, I just finished reading Solo Leveling.
I
Dude,
haven't touched that yet.
that is that has made its way into my top 5 favorite series of all time.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good. It's on my to-do list. I gotta finish, Gundam Zeta because I literally have, I think, like, 15 minutes left of the final episode, and then I'm done.
Right on. Well, if you wanna read it, I can send you a link to an app. It's also a website too that you can make a profile on, but they have pretty much any, Solo Leveling is technically a manhwa, not a manga. I think the only real difference is manhwas always come out in full color. They're shorter panels, but dude, I'm telling you like, they literally draw it like it's gonna be animated.
I
It
miss I can't remember what the app or the site was called, but there was, like, a free manga reading app, and this was back before, like, Shippuden even got finished, like, this is back when, like, the newest chapter was like Sasuke just quote unquote killed Itachi,
Oh man, that
and I
is
don't I don't
that's
remember what
way
it
back,
was, but I was in like high school, so like during like time, like if we got done like our assignments or whatever, I would just like pull
right?
out my phone to like start fucking reading.
Yeah, see, well, I have a subscription to Shonen Jump because it's only like $3 a month.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's so cheap.
Since when?
Um, that's what it's always been for me. I've had the app for at least a year and a half.
See, I used to be subscribed to where like I would get the physical like books with like the little promo Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff in.
Oh, yeah, see, I don't do that. I just get I just have the app. So it just
Yeah.
all the mangas are on there.
For like a yearly subscription, it was like $60.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like
But
3 I only ever get charged $3 a month on Google for it.
yeah, but like they don't freaking they don't do the physical Shun jumps anymore, which kind of sucks. Like that
I
was
do
back when um so the last issue of Shun Jump I had, Sasuke had just wounded Gaara in the tuning exam with Chidori.
Oh, man. See, I
Yeah.
remember, like, at the Scholastic book fairs, they used to have those, and I'd get them then. But I'd be, like, so far behind, and I didn't really understand any of the stories that were going on. I just thought, what I was looking at was cool.
Yeah, so Scholastic book fairs in elementary school, I only ever got like those Pokemon handbook things and the little
I
Pokemon
remember.
chapter books.
Yep, I
But then
remember
I
those.
think it was like fifth grade. I had my no, this was middle school. They did it, and they had a fucking Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue Game Boy game in there for like $15. So I was like, hell yeah! So I got that, and then like the literal next one, they had a Codename Kids Next Door video game in it.
Yo, that would be pretty cool. I love
Yeah.
Codename Kids Next Door. That show is
Yeah,
so
that was
fucking
God
cool.
tier. It was God. It's God tier.
It is, but I still gotta stand strong by saying Ed, and Eddie was my favorite childhood cartoon.
Yo, so like a month ago, I bought that complete series at Walmart for $40.
No shit.
Yeah, it has every episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie.
That's so fucking awesome. There was somebody I saw, I need to look it back up. I saw it on TikTok, like, so long ago, but there was a guy making, like, an adult Ed, and Eddie, like, where they're grown up.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be, like, probably, like, Family Guy level as far as the adult content, but
You
still,
think
that
some
would be
shit like Ed with 1D just became like a nuclear physicist or something as dumb as he was?
right, right, like, the
Everyone's like,
most
"How the fuck did
successful,
that
like,
happen?"
big baller.
Yeah, it's like, how the fuck did that happen, dude? That'd be
We
cool
talked
though.
we actually talked about it once on here, but have you ever heard the really, really fucked up, like, conspiracy theory about Ed, and Eddie?
No, I didn't even know there was one.
Oh, dude, it's so terrible. I'd have to look up the specifics for every single character, but, basically, the cul-de-sac they live in is limbo, and they're saying each kid is from a different, like, time era. And something, like, terrible just happened to them all, and now they all reside in that cul-de-sac because you never see any adults.
You know, that's a valid point.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up to give all the specifics on it, but it's it's pretty deep.
Oh, you know what other collection I got from a Walmart for like $20 for dirt cheap?
What'd you get?
I got Courage.
That's awesome. I miss
And
Courage.
it's so funny because like now that I'm older and I rewatched it, there's little things I picked out like literally. I think it's like literally like first episode. They're at that weird ass hotel with like the fox
Yeah, that fucked
and
up
the room
looking
door.
fox.
Yeah, and the room door is literally is 666 and a half.
What the fuck?
And it's like we never noticed that like growing up.
No.
We just watched it, and I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. That's hilarious.
Dude, I feel like cartoons from our era were like there's literally there will never be a better time for cartoons.
No, and it kills me to this day that there's still people out there that don't know who like Danny Phantom is or even the Rugrats. It's just like, how do you not know
Oh,
these
I
people?
used dude, I had two Rugrats video games on PS1.
Yo, I had one too. I don't remember what it was called.
There was one where there was like a bunch of random levels from like the show, and then there was the other one. It was like the Rugrats in Paris movie game.
Yeah, so I didn't have the Paris game. I definitely had the other one.
Yeah, because there was like a level where you like went through a grocery store and shit.
Yeah,
Yep, I think that one was called like Scavenger Hunt or something.
I'll have to look that up later because it's going to bug me now.
Pretty sure that one was Scavenger Hunt. Could be wrong, but yeah, I played the shit out of that game. And then I mean, we had other like Codename Kids Next Door, Johnny Bravo, Ed and Eddie, Samurai Jack.
Dude, I used to have that whole series on Blu-ray from Walmart for like $80. And it came with like these collectible like metal cards. But like
No
rewatching
shit.
it, for some reason, I just didn't get the same enjoyment out of it that I did when I was a kid. So
You know,
my buddy Tyler Boyce, he's huge in Samurai Jack. So I gave it to him. I was like, here, man, like, you know, I'm it just doesn't appeal to me anymore, and I don't know why, but you can have this. He's like, fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, I mean, at least it's not going to waste.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I understand. I hate seeing something like they're can't remember what game it was. I got it because I found it. I was like, oh hey, oh it was Crash Tag Team Racing.
That
I
game was
had it.
stupid.
Yeah, I remember having it when I was a kid and never getting to beat it because something happened to it. But so I picked it up and I was like, I remember I had a good time playing it as a kid, but I popped it back in and I was like, yeah, this game's ass.
Yeah, my sister, that was one of the games she had. Um, but I always loved the original one. Like the original Crash
Yep.
Team Racing on PS1. That was me and my sister's shit. Like we would
Did you
play
ever
that game for hours.
did you play the one that Toys for Bob made?
Mm, I don't know.
It came out probably like 4 or 5 years ago. They left the game as it was. They just made the graphics like modern.
Oh, the retrain of it. I might
Yeah.
have played it with my sister. I think I remember her getting it. Wasn't that for like PS4?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think I
and Xbox.
no, I think me and Adam's mom when we were together, we had gotten it.
Okay.
But I don't think we played it much.
I thought it was really good. Now I have the OG one on my emulator system, and I do still prefer it.
Oh yeah.
Engine Labs was my and I absolutely love that track. I still know it by heart to this day too.
I always liked oh my god, I can't remember it. It was on my Pizza Hut disc. Um God, the track was yellow and had the fucking plants all over it that try to eat you.
Oh, Papu Pyramid.
Yes.
Yes, that one was pretty cool. I like drifting around, going all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And there's like no, that's just the one that has the really long jumping shortcut, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's a game I can nerd out on, and I'm absolutely not sure why. I'll tell you, the online for the retrain of that when it came out, dude, that shit was so competitive and so sweaty. I literally never understood why.
Just everyone trying to get their adrenaline rush in from their childhood because we're all hitting 30 and turning gray.
And everything hurts.
Literally. I saw a meme the other day. If you're familiar with Predator from like Alien versus Predator,
Oh, yeah.
or it was the picture of the Predator and said, and then below it said what the Predator sees when it looks at me, and it was the fucking like icy hot commercial stills where like the shoulder muscles lit up red and the knee lit up red.
Right. That's kinda funny because it's the
It's like
truth.
it really is.
I see shit like that, and I'm like, "Man, I feel attacked."
Yeah.
It sucks because there's so many people throughout my 20s told me, like, "It's gonna fucking happen. It's gonna fucking happen one day, and when it does, it's gonna fucking suck." They were right. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, like I used to like get in mosh pits and stuff like all the time when I was younger. And
Yeah.
now I'm just kind of like, oh, like my knees, man, like they just crack.
Yeah, it sounds like a couple days of recovery to me, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was funny because my oldest daughter, she has like a little like guitar thing that like plays by itself, but like it has little strings that she can play to make so like she thinks she's actually playing the music. And so for whatever reason, I got my bass. I don't remember the reason. I was like, "Here, Gracie, I'll show you how to crab core." So like I took like the classic attack stance from like Stick Stickly, and I got
Yep.
stuck like that. Like my mom had to help me because my knees locked up. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm old."
I forget what I was doing. It was like a week or 2 ago. I had my one-year-old. I was just holding him, and I, like, kinda knelt down, like or, like, bent down to show him something. And this, like, piercing pain just shot into my sides, and I had to call for my wife to be like, "Babe, I need assistance."
Life alert.
Yeah, "Where's my clapper at?"
Oh my god.
But yeah, getting old is not, it's not as fun as it sounded.
Nope.
I thought, people in their 30s just somehow magically had their shit together and, everything was hunky dory.
Nope. All we found was stress and debt.
Well, at least it's not like college debt, at least for me.
Yeah, I never went to college.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I was like, man, I don't want to go to for weather in college for like 4 fucking years just to like stand behind a fucking TV screen or whatever, and I want to see the shit.
I feel that. I went to I went to Votech, learned how to do something and just kind of kept doing it.
Yeah, I wanted to try welding in Votech, but like I got bullied a lot in school, so I had a lot of people on my like I hated list. And I just ultimately
Understandable.
decided it was best if I didn't go to welding class there because if someone pissed me off, I'd probably torch their eye out.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that
No, and
just
I think that
because I don't think jail's very fun.
well, it's probably slightly frowned upon too, just a
Yeah, I
little bit.
mean, a little bit. I mean, unfortunately, there are some people in this world that deserve to have some shit like that happen to them.
Yeah, the only cool thing I ever got to go do in school was in middle school. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh club. So every Tuesday I got to like play Yu-Gi-Oh for like the last hour and a half of the day.
That's badass.
Yeah, but some old
I never had any cool shit like that.
Yeah, but like some old lady was like running it, and she had like now, mind you, we're in like Invasion of Chaos format, and I'm the only one there that like knows how to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
So, and my deck was set for ban list, and like I was the only one playing by the ban list, which I mean I didn't care. It was just a club. We were just there having fun. And the one kid said something, and she pulls out this fucking destroyed rulebook from like starter deck Kaiba, so like it's already way past out of date. She's like, "Well, I have the rules right here." Blah, blah. I'm just like, that's not even remotely close to how the rules are now. That's from like 8 years ago.
Right. Yeah, I whenever I got back into it, man, I could not believe how much it had changed. But I'm glad it did because it's something I've actually stuck with playing and, not just something that I play for a little bit and hang it up. Like I can actually say I've consistently played since I picked it back up.
I've consistently played since I got my first deck at a NASCAR race. And that was back in 2002. Yeah, it was 2002. We went to the Dover track, and I was on a souvenir, and we went to a strip mall, and I was like, "Oh, I want the Kaiba deck because that has the Blue Eyes White Dragon in," and that's what I got.
Yeah, I remember I think my first one was the Joey Wheeler. I think I got the Joey Wheeler deck.
Dude, I was so happy that came out because Red Eyes just looks so good in that artwork.
It's the best one. Now I will say they've made some really good artwork for that card, but that's still my favorite.
I hate the one artwork I hate, like the one that came in like Legendary Collection. I hate that artwork. I hate it
Is that the
because
one where
like
they made the new Blue Eyes artwork too? Kind of the same.
yeah, because it's just like all they did was like between the video game promo for that artwork and then Legendary Collection was they made the background dark. Like it's all they did. They did nothing
Yeah.
to it. And then they keep reprinting like, oh well, people love this artwork. No, we really don't. Like, stop.
Well, you know how Konami is. Anything to make money.
Yeah, yeah. If they didn't care about money, they would have killed Snake Eyes on the last ban list.
Through that.
Which I'm glad they didn't because I played Fire King Snake Eye at YCS Raleigh. So
All right.
my buddy I went with, he was playing pure Snake Eye. So like when the ban list said he lost Baron and Savage and Link Revo, I was like, "Ha!" My deck getting touched. Like, oh shit, I actually lost Link Revo. But my combos didn't change. Also, I didn't have to do any real changing around or learn anything new. But he had to like learn like different things. And then we both like got clapped round 8 for the last time we both dropped.
I can actually say with Konami though, with like the last year, they've at least paid attention to some old archetypes and like made them cool. At the very least. Like I was a fan of the Hungry Burger shit.
Yeah, there was a guy at locals, Malachi. He's a cool guy. Uh, you'll meet him when you go Tuesday. And his brother Anthony, he has the Hungry Burger stuff, and he loves playing it every now and again.
It's honestly, it's a pretty solid little deck. Like
Yeah,
it's nothing to
it does
not
some
like
cute stuff.
yeah. And I was also a fan of the Flame Swordsman and the Formit, all those retrains.
So before I got the Snake Eye stuff, I was playing Fire King Dogmatica.
Okay.
It's like it has some pretty cool synergy and shit. It was funny. So I had one space left in my main deck and one space left in my extra deck. So I was like, fuck. So I played Instant Fusion in the main deck. Which was the last card I added. And I was like, I'm gonna play Flame Swordsman, like the OG Flame Swordsman from like LOB.
Right.
So I slapped that in because I could Instant Fusion it out. And it was so funny because it caught so many people off guard because I would be like bricked and I'd have Garunix in hand and instant fusion. So I would just go instant fusion, bring out Flame Swordsman, and
Okay.
I activate island. I would island pop Swordsman. I would search out the big Garunix, and then because Flame Swordsman was originally fire, Garunix would special summon and then pop one in deck. And people were like, oh, that's cute. And then I started using it to I would use that and another body to make Hita, and then just start link climbing into an Axis Code OTK. So I was like, yeah, I'll just Flame Swordsman and Axis Code, and people were just like, what?
I would have been one of those people.
Yeah, Rick actually got to see me do that. I did it to him, and he's just like, stop. It was so funny.
I I've only gotten him a few times like that. But dude, his facial expression whenever you get him like that is so funny.
It is. Me and him have a lot of good matches. Like we just got paired round 4 this past Tuesday, and he was playing Dynamorphy, and I was playing Senpai, and I ended up losing.
Dude, him and Dynamorphia, man. I
It's
honestly never really thought anything of that deck until I played against him, and I was like, "Damn, this is actually like this is kind of nice."
it's a hemorrhoid. Just like the runic stun players, they're hemorrhoids.
I have yet to play a Runic Stun deck, but I
Oh, do you
don't feel
want
like
to?
it's.
I'll bring mine over.
I mean, I did finally. Oh, I've been slacking on getting it together, but I did finally get all of my Ubel stuff that I've been hunting. And
Oh,
I
like
mixed it
with like the
in.
new support.
Yeah, I mixed it in with my virtual world build, and it's pretty solid.
I hate virtual world.
I love virtual world. It's honestly it's been my favorite deck ever since it came out. I honestly all I remember I pulled a Shen Shen when in Phantom Rage, and I was like, man, this is a badass card. And then I read what it did, and I was like, this is even more of a badass card. I'm building this.
Yo, they did Shen Shen so dirty in the new OTS pack. They made him a common.
What?
Yeah,
That's disrespectful.
it is.
Funny enough, I actually just ordered because I didn't even realize, but Virtual World Gate Quinlong, I didn't realize it had an ultra rare in the tournament packs, and they were only 37 cents.
Yeah, there's a lot of OTS cards that are like super cheap, and then you get like stupid ones that are like worth money for no reason.
There are so many cards that I have pulled and I just thought nothing of, and then Rick came over and he's like, "Why isn't this in a friggin' sleeve or some shit?" And I'm like, "Well, because I didn't think that was worth anything, to be completely honest with you."
It's just like Legacy of Destruction, like Tenpai Dragon Hydra, like it's like a $20 super rare.
Wow.
Yeah. Other
I
than
just
that, and the
meant,
Triumph Dragon, like the deck's affordable.
uh, yeah, it's more affordable than most shit. There have been so many decks that I wanted to build when they were relevant, and then I started looking at prices, and I'm like, yeah, I can't stomach this. Like, I remember I wanted to
So
build Sword Soul so bad when it
yeah, I
first
had
came
Sword
out.
Soul when it first. Yeah, I got mine when it first came out. Same thing with Sprite. I had both those decks when they first came out. But I had so during tier format, I had Shizu tier like everyone else. Like back when Medora and Kelback and all them were at 3, and nothing was hit. And I have like really bad ADHD, so like I would watch some streams, feature matches, and I would just watch like the godly level of bullshit that was just spewing out from both players at the same time. Just like, listen, my HD ain't handling that. So like, I spent all that money on the deck and I never played it
Oh man.
because I was like, that's way past big brain for me. I can't play that.
Hmm. Yeah, that's I think that's honestly why I never really looked into meta stuff too much because I was always kind of like, man, these guys are making some real fucking big brain moves that I would have never even thought of.
Yeah, like there's like contingencies like in the Tenpai group right now. Like, and this is before the deck even came out in TCG. Do you play hand traps? Do you play board breakers? You know, do you play this line or this line? It's just like I'm going for both. Like I play like 3 droplet, 2 storm, the 1 duster, and then I play hand traps too. So I kind of have like a sweet go between. But I'm also manning a set rotation and a card called Summon Breaker. A lot of people when they do something like that, they're playing the Necro Valley to prevent like graveyard stuff. But like
Right.
I kind of like Summon Breaker. Do you know what that card does?
I've never heard of this card, so
So
I would like
it's a
to know.
field spell, and I actually have it here in my hand because I have another copy laying out. It says during main phase 1, if the turn player successfully conducts their 3rd summon of a monster or monsters this turn, it becomes the end phase.
What?
So, and the way Tenpai works is you might summon twice during your main phase 1, and then all the rest of your summoning is in your battle phase. So it plays around
Yeah.
Summon Breaker.
Yep.
But then, like, if you drop that on someone who's playing like Snake Eye or Bell or something like that, like they're doing all that stuff in the main phase 1. So like you're forcing them to either skip main phase 1 and go straight to battle phase in the main phase 2 so they can play, or they're just going to completely screw their turn.
Hmm.
So like
Well,
it sounds good on paper, and I'm testing it out on EDO Pro, and it seems to be working pretty good. I just have to like test it in person now.
yeah, that's it's kind of how I feel with this raid. Like I was saying earlier with the raid Raptors. I know, well, I mean, I've seen firsthand that it does very well.
I remember back when Ultimate Falcon was Awaken the Dragon target, and then everyone's just started playing Gods and Cyclones to be able to stop playing Awaken the Dragon. They're tired of blowing that card up and Ultimate Falcon coming out for free and like literally any deck. Like Sprite could do it, fucking Melfi's could do it. Like it was just so stupid.
It's I still to this day, whenever I see like some outrageous shit go on in that game, I don't even get surprised anymore because I'm just like, man, they're always doing something. I feel like they do this shit on purpose. You know what I mean? Just to keep the attention. It's like, oh wait, you can do this. This can do this.
Yeah, it's funny because like when Tenpai like first became a thing, and people were like, "So wait, you mean to tell me you can play Pot of Prosperity and be under half damage restriction and still slaughter your opponent in 1 turn? That's dumb."
Yeah.
Or like back when I was a menace with Mermail for many years. Any of my friends will tell you that. Um, because that's my favorite deck. Used to have max rarity, but
I
like I put
remember one of the first like YouTube videos of Yu-Gi-Oh! I ever watched was Six Sam using it was mermails and something else, but he started it like he pretty
Mermail
much
Atlantean.
no, he started it with Deep Sea Diva.
Yeah, it's Mermail Atlantean.
Okay, okay. But yeah, and then he just milled his opponent's hand before they could even play.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, like with Gumbler and shit, being able to like, so you'd be able to, so before like the Master Revision, you had to back when you had to summon like Synchro and Xyz to like zones Link monsters pointed to.
Yep.
You can do a thing where it's called the extra link, where you would just like start. So you would make like a Nightmare Phoenix or Cerberus. So you play like two of one of them, and then you link off the Mermaid, and then the Mermaid would get you like Ibly or something of that matter. So you would use the Ibly would go to your opponent's side of the field, and you would co-link from one extra monster zone all the way over to the other extra monster zone, where you could take the other extra monster zone too, making a U, which is why it's called the U link. So you had
Yeah.
Cerberus and
Okay. Yeah.
Phoenix in the co-link. So all those monsters can be destroyed by battle or card effects. You have both extra monster zones, and the only summoning your opponent can do is link summoning, because Italy's on their side of the field. So they're not link summoning because they have nowhere to link summon to. And in the process, you've ripped 5 cards out of their hand, so they have 1 card to break your board and kill you.
That's dirty.
Yeah, and
That's
then even
really
like after all that shit got banned, like I still played Mermail. And then when Red Ice Dark Dragoon came out and Link Cross and all of them, uh, I figured out a combo where Teus plus Dragoons would end you with ripping 3 cards out of your opponent's hand, and then you would end with Anaconda, Moonling Glacia, Red Ice Dark Dragoon, and a Savage for 2 negates.
huh. Well, that's fucking damn.
Yeah, like I'm rebuilding the deck now, and like all my friends are scared right now. Like they're scared for their life. Like Senpai was probably the worst deck anyone could have ever put in my hand, just because like I already have, like I'm so used to playing Mermail and going second anyway to OTK. Like the deck's just perfect for me.
Well, I do like a good OTK deck. I was playing Fluffles for a little while too.
Oh, fucking Fluffles, man.
Ah, dude, deck was so much fun.
It is like Kraken's such a good card for that deck.
Yes. Gotta have Kraken. But like I love all the other like kind of goofy shit you can do with it. Like, bro, you can Appaloosa if you want to.
Yeah. I mean,
It
going
just
if you're forced to go first, Obelisk would be a good go-to, but I think they're going to ban it
oh yeah. I agree with that 100%.
because, like, if people had issues with card like Savage being, a once per turn negate, like, why would they have an issue with a card that's a once per chain negate?
Right. The once
Now,
per chain is so so crazy.
Baron, on the other hand, that card became a problem because of SP Little Knight. Joshua Schmidt, he's a German player. He won a YCS with it was Bestial branded. Yeah, it was like Brandon Bestial or something like that. He would make Baron an SP, and then he would SP banish the SP and the Baron to floor, because Baron's text said once while this card's on the field, so when it came back, its negate was active again when SP would bring it back to the field.
Oh.
So then everyone else started doing that, and that's when kind of was like, no, 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 which sucked because I had just gotten a QCR Baron, so I was like super mad.
Oh man. That's shitty.
Yeah, but
Definitely feel
when
for you.
Broadside was able to start selling Ready Collection, I traded in some stuff. Like I traded my bonfires, my wand, because I got my use out of them, and the next one get hit on the ban list probably. So I got 2 boxes Rarity Collection, and I pulled the QCR access code out of like the first 4 packs, and I was just I shat myself because when I was in Raleigh, I picked up a QCR Celine, so I was like, hell yeah, I get to freaking do this in style now.
I I moved it and I kind of regret moving it, but the payoff was really good. Like there was a lot of good trades that night. But I ended up pulling a QCR judgment.
Oh, like the
And
baby judgment?
no, no, like Solemn Judgment.
Oh, I pulled the strike.
Ooh, Strike is my go-to.
Yeah, I need a few
As far
more
as the so
PCRs.
I also I have the Exodia head, Fallen of Alabaz. Um, Shit, dude, I had a couple more too. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, yeah, no, I honestly that the quarter century secret rares, I really love that rarity.
Yeah, I enjoy it too. I've enjoyed the rarity collections they've been doing. Um,
So have I.
not not too so much just because like could have been better, but we still got a lot of solid cards in there. I think we could have done without the pearly cards, to be honest. Like you could have just thrown those in Megatons and everyone would have been fine.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because they've done that before with side sets where they threw them in the tins. But it's just like, you know, I wish they would make higher end cards like that more easily accessible like they do with the rarity collections. Because like you could open up 4 cases of a set and not pull a single Starlight rare.
right? I've only ever pulled one Starlight in my entire life.
Oh yeah, what's your
What the
pool?
what was it? It was a branded card. Alba something.
Oh, Abelonadas.
Yes, yeah, it was that Starlight.
Trying to think if I ever pulled any Starlights. My buddy Joe, he pulled a Starlight Dark. My buddy Mason, he pulled the Hida. Um, man, did I pull any Starlights? I did. I pulled a Starlight Super Poly forever ago, and then I sold it.
Hmm, that'd be that'd be real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I the other I'd like to get my hands on some ghost rares. I do not have a single ghost rare. I don't think I've actually ever had one either.
So years ago, God, I sound like a boomer. Dunham Sporting Goods at the Carlisle Plaza Mall. I don't even know why I was there. And they had 5 packs of Light of Destruction First Edition in like blister packs.
Oh
I was
no
like,
shit,
oh,
that's
that's
cool.
dope. So like I just fucking bought them just for like whatever reason. So the first pack I pulled a Super Raikou, and then I pulled a Super Wolf. Then the next pack was done, and then I pulled an Ultimate Rare Lila. I was like, oh hell yeah. And then the last pack, I pulled a Ghost Rare Honest.
Oh,
So my sister had a whole meltdown. So I finally caved and traded it to her. And then I was like, now this is expensive. You need to keep it here. She's like, okay, okay, okay. Well, I was off work the next day and I get a phone call from her and she's at school having a meltdown. She took the card to school and she went to put her DS away and the card slipped and went under the DS and it bent the card like right in half.
oh no.
So I was pretty pissed
I'd
and
be pretty pissed too.
I was like, "It's all right, Adrian. It's just a card. Listen, I'll just trade you all your stuff back, and I'll take the card back." She's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes, it's fine." She's like, "Okay, bye." I got off the phone and told my mom. She's like, "Seth, you can't kill her." I'm like, "Well, I'm thinking about it."
Yeah. Yeah, there's certain things in this world you don't touch of a man's, and it's shiny cardboard's one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, we look back now and we laugh at it.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, kids make mistakes. You live and you
Yeah,
learn.
yeah. And now they're reprinting that set, and I guess they're putting the Ghost Rare Honest in the set and everything. Like they're re-releasing like as it was.
Oh, well,
So, and
that's
I
pretty
heard
cool.
Yeah, I told my sister, said, "Here's the situation. I pull Ghost Honest. You do not look at it. You do not touch it. You don't even breathe near it. just stay away.
Good call. You know what I mean? You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, but she makes good money. She'll probably end up just buying one.
And nothing wrong with
It's,
that.
it's funny because she has her favorite deck's Burning Abyss, so she's been max prioritizing it. So like so like half her deck's like QCR. Like she went out and bought like QCR Ash Blossoms.
How much are they going for?
I think she was paying like 180 a piece on them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like she's got the QCR imperms, the QCR talents in it.
Oh
Like she's
my
just
god.
yeah, dude. Like
Oh,
every time she looks at me, like, "Here, you want to hold?" I'm like, "Get that away from me."
dude,
It's worth my paycheck.
yeah, I was like, dude, it sounds like she's putting the money into that deck like I'm trying to put into a computer at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy. Oh, but I bet it looks so nice.
Oh
Dude,
no,
that's
it does.
that's the major bragging rights.
Yeah.
Eh,
And then there's
I
me. I'm like,
honestly
I got my QCR Lightning Storms, my Ultimate Rare Harpy's Feather Duster. I'm happy.
see, I used to be the kind of person I didn't care if it was a common, if it was the card, it was the card. And then I actually the first time I traded with Rick, he got me I can't remember what the rarity was that came out for the virtual world Lulus at the time. They were like $20 a piece. I remember that. I think they might have been ultimate rares. I'm not
Oh yeah,
100% sure on
the
that.
ultra rare. Yeah, they were ultra rares
Yeah.
out of the main set.
Yeah. And he hooked me up with them and it was just like from then on out every time like him and I would trade, he literally one time he looked I was showing him a build and he looked at it. He went, "What is this?" Ew, it was a common and just pulled like a super rare out of his binder and was like, "Here, take this." And it just kind of trickled down ever since then. So I try to at least have shiny cardboard. It has to be shiny for me.
Yeah, like I used to not care about stuff before, but then it's like looking back, it's like I was investing money into this game. Like at least then it became like, well, if I'm going to spend the money, I at least want my stuff to look nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, sometimes it takes me a little longer to get with stuff and build stuff that I want to do, but in the end, it's worth it.
Yeah, and like even like back then, like even like when I would play PlayStation card, like it used to be mixed match, and then I think it was MST TV, if you're familiar with that channel on YouTube.
I've heard of them.
Um,
I've watched a couple of their videos.
yeah, I think it was something it was a video that they did years ago, and it made a lot of sense. So like if you're I know it's a bad example. Let's say you're playing Ash Blossom Joy Spring, where you're playing uh like two secret rares and a common, right?
Right.
So you activate secret rare the first time, and then the second time you activate the common. Well, then right there you just gave your opponent free information. Well, he's on at least two Ash Blossoms, so there should be a third one.
Right. No,
So
yeah.
then
Yeah, you are definitely giving away. I never thought about it like that actually.
I didn't either until I saw that video.
But now because I'm like I do try to get the same rarity for everything if I'm going to use a playset of something, but
Yeah,
sometimes it don't always work out like that.
yeah,
But I'm going to keep that in mind from now on like that's that's like a lot of the element of like I I don't really think about. I think that's well, it's probably one of my bigger flaws is I don't really I find myself like paying attention just to what I'm doing a lot more than I should. Whereas, you know what I mean, I should be analyzing a little bit and looking at what, you know, my opponent's doing. And then there's people like Rick where you Nibiru them playing Raid Raptors at the absolute perfect time and he finds a way to start his loop over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right with Snake Eyes too. It's funny because like the first time I ever dueled Rick, I was playing Mermail and he was playing Adam Emancipator.
Of
And
course he was playing Adam Emancipators.
I shit you not, 3 turns in a row, Nibiru hit the board.
Dude.
Like I Nibiru'd him, then he Nibiru'd me, then I Nibiru'd him back, and then it was just fucking ridiculous.
Dude, that sounds like it, but damn it, it sounds so funny at the same time.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh, what was it? It wasn't. Oh, him and we did something similar to that with Ghost Bells because he didn't realize that I had any, and I forget what the hell he was playing. It was one of his random builds that he had cooked up. And actually, I think I might have been playing Branded Eldritch. Yeah, because I main deck 3 Ghost Bell in that deck. Forget what format it was too, but I felt like it was an underrated card.
Brendan Ellich was fun.
Branded Eldritch was fun. I
I was on
Eldritch was an
Zodiac
easy.
Ellich.
See, I got into Eldritch like way late, but it was an easy deck to learn. It's actually
Yeah. I
it was like too easy to learn.
Yeah, I got into it because Dryden came off the ban list, and I loved playing Zodiac format back in the day.
Yep.
So I was like, hell yeah. And being able to like go Eldland, search out Golden Land, and then just like have a Dryden on board on top of it, and then go end phase, Dryden, detach, pop Eldland, and then still declare still in end phase, Eldland. You dump one of your Golden Lands, and then you just set the Sanguine straight from your deck. Like it was
Yeah.
stupid.
That sounds pretty damn. Holy shit.
And then being able to like make Infinitrack Mega whatever it is, the Link 4 like on top of it, like is just insane. Cause like that sucker that was so hard to out back then.
I honestly I think the I think the worst like as far as sweatiness that I ever had at my disposal was VFD.
I was making that fucking card in Mermail.
Dude, I remember I was playing Master Duel when it first came out. I don't I don't remember what I was playing, but I do remember he somehow banished my whole field, which was just and I had Nian on the field. He banished both of them, which triggered Nian's effect. When it gets banished, I can choose a card out of my banish pile and recycle it back to wherever it goes.
Yeah.
So I threw True King back in my extra deck, got a Cloud Castle out, and got Shen back out on the field, put True King right back out, and the dude quit.
Yeah, it was funny because
It's like my
I
highlight
would
play.
I would play Mander in Mermail, and when it's banished, well,
Okay.
you can banish it, and all your Mermail because all your Mermail monsters are inherently level 7, but Mander can increase their levels by 1 or 2. So you just increase all their levels to 2, and then just slap them all into a Calamity, and your opponent just like cries.
Okay.
I remember back when the the Saga, the Blue Eyes White Dragon structure deck came out with like Azure Eyes, Silver Dragon, like Maiden with the Eyes of Blue.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
playing around with that, and it was so stupid. I played Cloud Castle. So I made Cloud Castle. I brought back Azure Eyes, and then I had another card where I had Monster Reborn. Oh, it was a Spirit Dragon. I brought Spirit Dragon. No, it wasn't Spirit Dragon. I don't know. It was another level 9. But I hard made C107 Tachyon Dragon, and it was the funniest shit ever.
My God. Blue Eyes is one I never really toyed with. I think I was always more of the Dark Magician kid.
I took Ritual Blue Eyes to a regional during Zoo format, and it was the funniest shit ever. So I was playing the Brilliant Fusion engine because it was legal at the time. So Brilliant Fusion would get you into a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon before you did all your other shenanigan bullshit. So essentially you want to turbo out Chaos Max because like most of your matchups are going to be against Zoo, and you can't target Chaos Max with anything and dried it targets, so they can't really do anything. And they don't want to keep it in defense mode because I'm going to inflict double piercing. So either way, like Zoo, it was almost like Zoo matchups were like free wins.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was probably more around the time that I wasn't playing still. Well, at least full format. I don't know if Duel
Yeah.
Links was out during then or not, but
No, I don't think it was. It was hilarious though because they reprinted all the Zodiac stuff in the Megatins that year, and like 2 weeks after Tins came out, like Zodiac was crucified on the ban list.
ain't that something?
Yeah, I sold my Zodiac stuff when I heard it was in Tins. Like, nope, nope, I already know what's happening. I'm not dealing with this. I'm taking my money and running.
Well, I mean, at that point, what else do you really do?
I did that with pendulums too, back when Electromite came out, and you were playing, and people were playing Electromite Turbo. I got top 8 at a regional in Philly because I got the Ryujin mat, and then turned around and I sold my deck to the vendors and got like 400 some dollars for it. And
Wow,
then 2 days later, the ban list came out, and Electromite went to 1. They banned Astrograph, and like they just fucking shot the deck in the face.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I lucked out that time.
Well, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. But at least it was good in that situation.
Yeah, and it was funny because I had to borrow an Electromite from my buddy Enrique. So when I opened up my entry packs, I pulled an Electromite. So I gave him back his like those. He's like, "You need this, don't you?" I'm like, "I just pulled out my entry pack, so it's fine."
It's always nice whenever you pull something right as you need it.
Yeah, because like I needed 3 and I only had 2, so Enrique was cool enough to let me use one of his because he was playing Spiral, and
Spyro is such a
whenever I
cool too.
oh no, it's not. I will burn every fucking Spiral card I ever see. Like, God, that format was a nightmare. And then it was tier 0, and then they hit it, and then when Magician Souls debuted, it was tier 0 again. Like, what's that? Like, how do you have a deck that has 2 separate tier 0 formats? That's ridiculous.
Not on that level, and I know it. Like whenever, dude, whenever Cash, Tira, and fucking Tier Elements were running like absolutely bonkers for a hot minute, like I just stayed off EDO Pro and just played against the AI.
Man, God, I was so sick of Arise Heart. I was so sick of having all my zones locked. I was so sick of everything with that format.
Yep, I remember the first time I played and I got completely shut out and I was just like, "Man, this is not fucking fun."
Yeah, my buddy Joe, his brother, it was his first locals, and he was playing Virtual Blue Eyes with all the new sport that had released like a year prior. And so I had won my match. I think Joe had won his, and I was outside smoking a cigarette. And Johnny came out, and I looked at him and was like, "So how'd you do?" He's like, "Well, today I learned what Kashtira is." And me and Joe just both started laughing. We're like, "So you got your ass beat?" He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I got destroyed." Like that was his first local experience was getting clapped by Kashtira.
That doesn't sound like a great time at all.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like maybe it's, maybe it's a little humbling every once in a while to just get your ass beat for no good reason.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I I go to I go to locals to, like play and have fun, but I mean I go there to win too because I mean store credit's nice and everything else. But there's times I play really well, and then there's times I play like an absolute noob.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, you can't be 100% every time.
Yeah, especially like when you go to like big events like YCS Raleigh, like after you when you play at locals, you're only playing 4 rounds. You go home or whatever after 4 or 5 rounds, and it's like day one was 9 rounds. And then it's like you made day two, and then let alone you play all through top cut, like you're playing like, almost 16 rounds plus Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2 days.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is. Like Nationals is the same way. Like they're 2 day that's a 2 day tournament. Even regionals, like they're 9 to 12 rounds sometimes depending on how many people you have, and that gets to be exhausting. It's like you're if you're driving there, you're waking up at 3 in the morning to drive there, and then you play all those rounds, then you have to drive the whole way back.
Yeah. Yeah, and that dude, I mean, I imagine like walking around the event, like seeing the vendors alongside playing can take it out of you pretty quick,
Yeah, like one regional I went to with my buddy Enrique, the one I was talking about earlier.
right?
Uh, I was working 2 jobs at the time, so we had to leave like 3 in the morning because we were going to Philly. And so I got off at midnight. So I just ate and went straight to his house, and he hadn't even gotten off yet. So we both went to all the way to Philly on no sleep and played in a regional, and then we drove the whole way back on no sleep.
That's dedication.
And then like after we go back to his house, I still had to drive out to my house, which is only like 15, 20 minutes from his house, so it's not like it's too terrible. But like I was to the point where like Red Bull and Monster was not working on me. Like my body had had enough. Like it was done. And I just remember like coming in my bedroom. I didn't even take my backpack off. I just flopped on my bed and I just slobbered and slept with my backpack on my bed.
I have been there and done that. Not with the same event, but I have been that damn tired that come in with like my jacket and shit on, hit the bed, didn't give a fuck. That's just where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Because sometimes bed is the best place.
Oh yeah, dude. Like um my mom went on a trip with her wife. It was just a little overnight thing to Pittsburgh or whatever. She Teresa Carrillo, she's a famous psychic and stuff. She does like ghosty stuff. So and the cat has diabetes, so someone has to be here to stab him, which is funny because my alarm was set for 5 in the morning and it just says stab the cat. So the whole time I was like, I'll sit like chilling here and like stabbing the cat and stuff. All I did was lay in bed, eat food, watch anime, and text my fiance and work on my deck. Like spent most of my time in my bed the last 2 days.
Well, I honestly, I most of my time is spent in my computer chair at the house.
Yeah, but like I'm always on the go too. Like between work, now the storm chasing, and then it's like I go to locals every other Tuesday, and then 2 kids on top of it. Like
Oh, that's a
it,
lot.
it is. So for me to have an opportunity like I did this week, where it's like my responsibility was stabbing the cat and making sure he doesn't die. Like, damn, I almost didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, I also get that. Sometimes whenever you just have that peace and quiet, you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
That's as past couple years my wife has taken a like 4 or 5 day vacation with her sister and her mom, and she takes the kids. And I get off work because they'll leave in the morning while I'm at work. And I just get home and I'm like, this house is eerily quiet. Like something's wrong here. As much as you wish for it sometimes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know like a word to describe it, but like I I don't like it when it actually happens. Now, don't get me wrong. I do at least take advantage of the opportunities given to me at that point in time.
Oh, I don't. I lay in my bed and eat pizza. That's what I do.
I mean, I don't know. I try to do things just I don't know, like for me, like I've gone out and just mowed the fucking grass in peace. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, there's no toys for me to run around. No, can I get on the mower? Can I get off the mower? And it's done in like, 20 minutes. Not that I
I think
really
the most
mind that much.
I think the most strange thing I've done in the last like 24 hours was I played guitar.
See, I wish I had some sort of musical fucking like talent, but I do not.
Oh, dude, destroyed my bicep tendon at a sawmill I was working at years ago. So like I can't play like nowhere near like I used to. Like I can barely do half what I do now.
That sucks.
Yeah, but like I can still scream and stuff. It's just I can't. It's hard. It's harder now to play guitar and stuff than what used to be. So
I mean, I can shittily scream in my car on the way home from work.
yeah, my one coworker, he was like, "Bro, I'm trying out for a hardcore metalcore band." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, like today." I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he listens. He's big into rap and stuff. And he's like, "Here's the instrumental for what I'm supposed to practice." I'm like, "Okay." And he played for me, and I was like, "Bro, you gotta learn how to like fry scream like now." He's like, "Can you teach me how to scream?" I'm like, "I don't have enough time to teach you how to scream. It took me a year to figure it out."
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there for a minute I was decent, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if anybody like somebody that actually does that for a living would hear it, they'd be like, "Yeah, dude, probably practice a little more." But I'm gonna continue to scream in the car by myself.
They can't judge you; they don't hear you.
Nope. Nope, but I'm sure there are people have seen me on 81 absolutely getting it.
Oh yeah, I used to work for Papa John's, and God knows what I was fucking screaming to. But I got a text from my friend Cheyenne, And she's like, "Are you okay? Like, you look weird." I texted her back, I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, I saw you at this intersection by Walmart, and your neck looked like it was like going to explode." And I was like, "Yeah,
Well,
I'm just doing vocals."
I so I paint as a for a living, and I was in the paint booth with two other guys one day. We're all going down this giant truck, just getting it done, and I had my headphones in, and ICP came on the shuffle. It was I Hate You, or Rainbows and Stuff. That's the name of the song. And there's like ICP, they're goofy, and he's the song. It's innocent at first, and then all of a sudden it turns into like fucking Violent J trying to scream about how he hates people and shit. And I was screaming, like yelling along in my paint hood. My two other buddies, they just stop. They look at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh my god, my fiance has one of those like Google clocks in her room,
Okay, yeah.
and so I decided to screw with her. So I was telling her about a band I used to listen to called Torso Fuck. So I was like, "Hey Google, play Torso Fuck," and it said, "Playing Raped by Elephants by Torso Fuck," and she went, "What?" And the intro to that song is just so hilarious. Like, it's just fucking great. And she, to this day, she's still like, she won't listen to it.
Okay.
Like, and I'll screw it too. I'll be like, I'll go, "Hey Google, play Raped by Elephants by Torso Fuck," and she'll like jump over the bed and like unplug it.
Oh god. That sounds like, and actually me and my buddy Dakota were just talking about this today. We literally used to go to the bar just to put on whatever the most fucked up shit we could find on the jukebox. My personal pick was always Drug Dealer Friend by Muir. Let me
Yes.
tell you, let me tell you how fucking fast a bunch of rednecks break their neck whenever they hear, "I want to watch you suck his dick."
That's hilarious.
Oh, that I mean, it was. There'd be people like, "What the fuck? Who put this fucking shit on?" I'm just sitting there with my beer shooting pool like it was me.
Yeah, the one time I went to shoot pool with some friends, I don't remember where I was at. It might have been back when the cave was still a thing. And I just went up and I threw on Recreant by Chelsea Grin, and like so many people got irritated. Yeah, Old Chelsea Grin definitely hits different, but I think Tom Barber does do a good job. I really enjoyed Eternal Nightmare. I haven't listened to that dual album they did.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
I'm behind. But I mean, Eternal Nightmare, I mean, I enjoy the album front to back. And I think that's the first time I've enjoyed Chelsea Grin album that much since Desolation of Eden.
I'll have to look into some of their newer stuff. I'm not gonna. I just kind of got out of them. I don't really know why.
Well, I like Tom Barber because I used to listen like I've listened to Laura on the Shore for like years before they're the monstrosity that they are now with Will Ramos. Um, but like I was listening to stuff like Bone Kingdom and Psalms album and stuff like that. And then they got CJ, which I was already familiar with from signs from his band Signs of the Swarm, and then they got David. We just went and saw them with The Artist Murder last month at
Yeah,
HMAC. It
my
was
my buddy just went and saw. He was there at that. He sent me videos of thy art, and I was like, "You lucky fucker."
yeah, we were actually going to leave a little early just because of like traffic and stuff. And like, if you ever been to HMAC, it's in like such an awkward place in Harrisburg.
I think
So
most
like,
places in Harrisburg are awkward, if we're being completely honest.
yeah, but So like we started walking out right before they did an encore, and then all you hear is the "Dan-dan-dan." And I said, "Son of a bitch." It's like, well, I said they're about to do Rain of Darkness. And they did. So we ended up staying.
Well, that's pretty badass. I don't have any cool stories like that.
Yeah,
I guess
I've seen pretty much every band I wanted to see except for We're on a Shore and Bless the Fall. So
I still have I have quite a few bands that I still want to go see. Um, I want to see As I Lay Dying. I've I've been a huge fan of them since I was a kid. Um, really want to go see All That Remains too.
oh, I got to see them years ago.
I'd love to see them. Seven Dust, I'd like to see them.
I've seen
Uh,
them.
Thy Art Is Murder is another one. I'd also like to see. Well, I mean, I would still go see them, but I would love to see We Came as Romans.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them either.
They've always been a band that I've always enjoyed.
Yeah, I think it's they're one of the few bands where it's like, um, I can't name an album that I don't like by them.
Yep. That's honestly that's how I am with As I Lay Dying. And I could say that I could say that with Bullet for My Valentine too up until the Fever album. And I used to love Bullet for My Valentine a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, Fever wasn't bad.
No,
Um,
no, it just wasn't. It was the last one that I can say I can listen to the whole way through without skipping.
yeah, the albums they put out after that, I didn't really care too much for. But when I heard Gravity, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, when they came back so strong with that. I was actually our normal co-host here, Dakota. He he when I showed it to him, he was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Dude, this is Bullet." He was like, "No fucking way." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, they came back." And I couldn't have been happier about it.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that sucked is the one song on Gravity. If you listen to it, it's literally Eternal by Bring Me the Horizon, just different chords.
Which song? I'm kind of curious about that.
Oh man. Um, let me look at the CD because I'll be able to tell you. I see the CD name, or not the CD name, the song name. Gotta look through my 200 some CDs. Where is it at? I go. Uh, I think it's one. Let me. Where's the damn booklet? Eh, God, this album's so hard to freaking open up. Living London. It's Piece of Me off the Gravity album. It sounds like Sep Internal by Bring Me the Horizon.
I'm gonna look it up here once we're done. I I wanna I wanna hear it for myself.
Or not Sempiternal, it's Shadow Moses, the one where they go, "This is Sempiternal."
Yeah, yeah. I always
Yeah.
call that song Sempiternal too, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, like when I first heard it kick in, I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then the more I listened, I'm like, "Now wait a minute, hold up." Currently scrolling through the house, going outside to smoke a ciggy.
Alrighty. Well, I mean, we could probably wrap it up here. I mean, I'm still down to bullshit if you want.
Yeah, I'm down.
Alrighty. Well, hold on one second. I'm just
I
gonna
told
go.
you, when it comes to weather, like music, anime, and shit, like I can talk for hours.
Dude, I can too. I mean, maybe not so much about the weather because I'm ill informed, but anime, Yu-Gi-Oh, music, dude, I'll draw your ear off. All right. But with that, everybody, I hope you enjoyed having Seth with us here tonight. I know I sure as hell did. Some great
Oh yeah, dude.
conversation and some great stuff for you guys to listen to. Dude, do you want to tell it? What's your YouTube channel, just so these guys can go over and get some tips and tricks.
So, for Storm Chasing, everything's on my personal Facebook. It's just Seth Litch. I will do accept everyone as long as I can tell you're not a fake profile. So go ahead and shoot me a friend request on there. My YouTube channel is Desires Nick 9 YGO. It's me and my Yu-Gi-Oh team just shooting videos, playing cards, deck profiles, and then I do play for another team called Team Dark Magic Attack. They're also on YouTube, so definitely check all those out.
Yeah. And I definitely recommend Team Dark Magic Attack. That's with Joe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Joe seems like a really, really solid guy too, guys. So definitely go give those guys some support, like you show us over here. And with that, we'll catch you fucking guys on the next one.
fuck yeah.